Do you know what Kick is? Kick is where you had the best combos with your friends that you had no idea who they were.
Well, that sounds safe. That sounds real safe.
Sorry, mom. Sorry, mom.
See, for me, my generation was like chat message boards or like AIM messengers or like, have you ever paged your mom?
Paged my mother?
Your mom never had a beeper?
Why would she have a beeper? She had a BlackBerry. You know, and they had those little games called Brick Breaker on the BlackBerry that I would play when she gave me her phone.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the very first official episode of Post Moves. I'm Candace Parker, 3-time WNBA champ, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 2-time MVP, 3-time mom, and apparently now I've added podcast host to the resume.
And I'm Aliyah Boston, Indiana Fever forward, 3-time WNBA All-Star. I'm also a dog mom. I wish he was here to make an appearance, but it's not going to work out that way. And I'm also pretty lucky to do a podcast with Candace Parker.
Well, I'm lucky to do a podcast with you. We are both adding podcast hosts to our resume. You know, I'm really excited to embark on this amazing journey. But let's get all this out of the way. Make sure you're following us, Post Moves Show on socials. That's 2 S's. And hit the subscribe button on the YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Until Aliyah's schedule messes things up.
My schedule isn't messing anything up. And also, don't forget to give us our 5-star reviews. Thank you. We want to see all 5 stars.
Top tier. It's official now. We were together at All-Star Weekend. We did our first real episode of the podcast. But now we're so hyped to be doing this together. How you feeling, Aliyah?
I'm feeling great.
How you doing?
I'm feeling great. This is honestly surreal. Like, I'd never thought I'd be doing a podcast, hosting a podcast, and then hosting one with you. Are you kidding me? I'm at the top of the mountain right now.
Well, listen, you're at the top of the mountain. You pooping all those good things. For those of you that do not know why we named the show Post Moves, well, first, we are both posts.
Indeed.
We are post players, but according to your last box scores, because you had 6 assists,
I'm basically a big guard.
You're point forward now.
Okay,
you moved into that.
Okay.
So in the running for post moves, it might be actually called post forward, point forward. I don't know. We're working on that. But we call it post moves because obviously we both dominate in the paint in our own way. We're from different generations, but a shared love for the game, I would say, is, you know, continuing to dominate in the paint. It's kind of a play on words. You know, it's a double entendre, if you will. Post moves, you still operate in the post in the WNBA currently. As a player for the Indiana Fever, I'm kind of like in my post moves era. You see what I did?
Yeah, that was really good. That was smooth. That was smooth.
Jay-Z's calling me for some bars later.
I don't know if he is. I don't know if he is.
No, but we're going to talk about a lot of things, Aliyah. Life, love, lessons, basketball, wine, food, traveling. Which college is better? Tennessee?
Well, we already know that it's South Carolina. So there's no question about it.
Well, all I know is you are going to teach me a thing or two. You've already taught me how to do a couple TikToks. We'll be passing the mic back and forth, using some wisdom back and forth. You know, I mean, we'll talk about a little bit of everything. It's not going to just be about basketball. It's going to be about a combination and through different lenses, which I think is amazing.
Me too. It's going to be great. Honestly, I feel like me teaching you TikTok, like I feel like I've already really just taken you a whole new level because you don't even TikTok. But now you do. We're like 4 TikToks in, right?
Well, listen, I come from the generation of like Skype, not FaceTime.
Did you have Kick? Wow. Do you know what Kick is?
I don't know what Kick is. What is Kick?
Wow, I feel like you're the problem.
I'm the problem. Well, listen.
Do you know what Kick is? Kick is where you had the best combos with your friends that you had no idea who they were.
Oh, well, that sounds safe. That sounds real safe.
Sorry, mom. Sorry, mom.
Let's sign all the kids up out there. See, for me, my generation was like chat message boards where you would like pick a topic and just go in there with some random strangers and like go into, or like AIM messengers, or like, have you ever paged your mom? Your mom never had
my mother?
Your mom never had a beeper?
Why would she have a beeper? She had a BlackBerry. You know, and they had those little games called Brick Breaker on the BlackBerry that I would play when she gave me her phone.
Okay, so as you can see, there is a generational gap. But we will, I guess, connect the audience through our conversations because you're going to definitely be able to connect with one of us. But I guess you're wondering why the 2 of us are teamed up for this. So I hope that Aliyah, you can break that down for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, number one, I feel like everyone knows this by now. Like, Candace has been my role model since I first picked up a basketball. And I still remember the first time I met you. It was like yesterday. Like, every time I think about the story, like, I start cheesing because I'm like, there's no way this is even real. But we had just won the Natty. So, like, already on a high, feeling great. And then there's Candace literally standing directly across from me. And I'm like, Candace Parker, I just want to say hi and I love you. And like, that was like the highlight of the day. Like, even though I just won a natty, I was literally talking to my family about it. I was like, guys, I just met Candace Parker. We like went down. I was like, I need a picture. I need a picture. I'm like roaming through. My parents are like, Aliyah, where are you going? I'm like, I have other priorities right now. And that's
Well, you all had just won a national championship, which was insane. I made my way down from the Adidas suite and wanted to be present front and center to see you all receive the trophy. And I was enjoying the ceremony like everybody else, the other 20,000 people in attendance. And then for you to grab the mic and call me out, I just was blown away. My daughter, Lailaa, was there with me. She looks up to you. And from that day on, I agreed to allow her to have color in her braid.
yes, yes. We love that. We love
She
that.
loved watching you play and your style. And also, I will say, I watched you the year before when you all did come up short. And I think I was super inspired and impressed by the way that you bounced back and you were able to lead your team to victory. So it's amazing. I don't take it lightly. And in that moment that you shed light on us and me being there, but also just my daughter looking up to you. It's like full circle. So anyway, then long story short, she went on Natty, first round draft pick, then ended up signing with Adidas, three
Adidas.
stripes, baby. I was like, there's no better person that fits Adidas and what we're trying to be on and off the court than you. We have similarities in so many different ways, but I think we have some dope differences as well. And so from that, we'll be able to bring, perspective. I mean, we both are wiener dog
Yes, we
owners.
are. Yes, we are. My Aussie, my pride and joy, my Aussie. I actually just ordered him more treats today.
Yeah, you strike me as that parent that like does positive reinforcement and never like punish. Like he's
You know
probably
what?
never in the kennel. He's
No, he
always
doesn't. We don't do that. I did
mm,
buy one, but I probably should just go gift it away because we don't do that. Because hear me out. When I first put him in there, he was just crying. And I was like, okay, like I understand we're going to work through this, but we couldn't work through it. So now he's just, the world is his oyster. When I leave, I just shut all the doors. And so he has the whole living space. And I'm like, go do your thing, hang out, see the sunlight. I leave the windows up. Like, what do you mean?
okay. Well, see, now we're already seeing the differences in Gen Z parenting versus millennials. Okay, because Splash knows how to sit.
He knows
Splash,
how to sit. I
Splash
go like this.
understands.
Ozzy, sit,
And then
sit.
Ozzy sits when Ozzy wants to sit. I've been on these little prep calls when Ozzy just, takes over the mic. I've heard the barking. Splash. We're disciplined in our house, okay? We got the
Do
millennial
you do dog
style.
training?
I did with the first two, but not with Splash. So we're the ones on the walk.
So
We're the dog walkers that have the three dogs where if we see another dog, it's
yeah, no,
trouble.
Ozzy can't even look. Like I'm like, it's okay, let's go the other way. I'm like telling people to wait, don't walk over here while he's here.
Yeah, and that's the type of parenting that we're gonna see this season on
Oh.
on these episodes of Post Moves.
After we won the national championship in 2022, I saw you, Candace, in the crowd, and I just grabbed the mic and said it. I love you, girl.
And I felt that because I saw myself in you, the joy, the pressure, the entire journey.
You've always been someone that I've looked up to, and hearing you say you got this, that meant more to me than you probably even know.
That's what Adidas is all about. The You Got This campaign is a reminder that support, even one moment, one voice can change everything.
Whether it's a coach, a teammate, a friend, sometimes it just takes someone reminding you who you are.
We've both had those people, and now we're trying to be that for someone else.
Learn more about the You Got This message at adidas.com/yougotthis and follow along at Adidas and at Adidas US. This episode is brought to you by Smucker's Uncrustables. There's a reason classics don't go out of style. PB&J, no crust, no mess, no notes. Check out Uncrustables, the best part of the sandwich.
It's a round crimped sandwich made with soft, pillowy bread filled with peanut butter and jelly. Grab one from the freezer. Let it thaw while you do your thing on the court, in the carpool, or whatever hustle you're on. This snack is for pro goats, little legends, and everyone in between. Find Smucker's Uncrustables in the freezer aisle. Learn more at uncrustables.com. You guys get the gist. We're kind of figuring this out as we go. We might go off into tangents because we are dog lovers, but bear with us. Our producer was just asking us, what do we want to talk about in the first episode? So we figured, why not just make that a segment? So we'll kick off every episode with whatever's on our mind. So let's get into what we want to talk about. It's a temporary name for now. So sponsors, if you have any suggestions, holler at your girl. But I really want to talk about All-Star Weekend. It just passed last week. We were together. We did do our live show from Indianapolis, which was amazing. And on that stage of the live show, not only was it confirmed that I am indeed taller than you, but it also
First of all, your shoes had like a heel on them. If you take those off and we stand barefoot, I guarantee you I'm taller than you. I had people come up to me and said that they felt like they had to vote for you. And I was like, why would you do that? And they're like, we just felt like we had to. So I want you to know that was a pity vote, but continue.
Okay, well, that was one of those things that was confirmed. You also confirmed that your team Clark was going to defeat Team Collier, which I checked the box scores. That did not happen. Team Collier 151, Team Clark 131. You said the score was going to be in the 80s and 90s.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that part.
There was not a lot of defense that was being played in that game. You said your team was going to run.
We did run. Now, did we run and score?
You guys didn't run back on defense, but you guys ran. Okay. But can you talk a little bit about the experience of the All-Star game?
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was a lot of fun. Every time you go into an All-Star game, you never know. Like my first year, it was more like this. Obviously, the second year when we played against the Olympic team, everyone meant business and we were ready to hoop. And then this year, it kind of went back to that same, just like going out there, relaxing, having a little fun, giving the crowd a little show because we do play again in like 3 days and it's ready to be serious again. But I never take being an All-Star for granted. So I enjoyed it. My fam came to town. They enjoyed it. My dad got all his jerseys stacked up on it. I'm like, dude, how many jerseys do you need? But who am I to tell him anything?
Well, among those commitments of on the court of, the skills challenge, which the Liberty came away with 3-point, as well as with Sabrina Ionescu, as well as Natasha Cloud winning the skills competition. You actually had to take a nap before our pregame show because you all, along with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, you all were on Good Morning America.
Yep, we were. It was
very early.
Busy morning, early morning, up and at it. But I honestly, it was exciting. Like I love that it was an Indy. I thought the fans, they were amazing. They showed out. They were all out there for Good Morning America. I was like, I don't know how you guys are awake because like I'm barely awake. But we put on the brightest smile, okay? Like you saw all our teeth, our pearly whites.
Orange carpet, you looked absolutely gorgeous, I must say. And then it's interesting because you unveiled your PE shoe, the Virgin Island Pride.
I did.
Exhibit Select 2.0 PEs.
I did.
But during All-Star Weekend, you were asked start, bench, cut South Carolina, Virgin Islands, or Indianapolis, and you actually cut the Virgin Islands. So can you explain to the people how you cut the Virgin Islands when you actually did an entire PE around your home?
Because it's all, listen, it's everything is for a reason, okay? And I cut the VI because I knew that I was going to come out with this shoe and they were going to be like, oh my gosh, don't even worry about what you said, All-Star Weekend. Here are these bad boys right here. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's excited like, oh my gosh, these are so cute. These are so fire. But the Virgin Islands is where I started, So like, it's okay to just move them right here because my dad said it was okay. Remember I told you like my dad agreed. So it was good.
All right. Well, all I know is Indianapolis. If I'm a betting person, you probably would have cut Indianapolis.
I don't think so. I would never cut
You are playing there, so I'll give you the nod and the wink. But I do have to say that Indianapolis as a whole has shown out. They showed out for All-Star Weekend. When you pulled into the airport, there was an entire full basketball court in the airport. Just in terms of driving and the signage and the endorsements and sponsorships, billboards. I mean, to be a part of this All-Star Weekend as a player that literally went to the Mohegan Sun and everything was buried for my All-Star game. My first All-Star game, it was at the Mohegan Sun. And when I tell you, it did not look anything like the All-Star game of 2025. And the experience was nothing like that. It was literally like a get in, play the game, get out. And so to see where women's basketball has grown now is a testament to, I think, just the league in general and the investment in the league and what it can bring about. So I think it was one of the best All-Star games for the, I won't say All-Star games because the game, I'm going to be honest with you, Leah, it was awful. But
what do you mean?
The actual game? Are you kidding me? What you mean? What do I
The
mean?
vibes were high.
Leah, y'all, and hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to say anything. So I'm gonna preface, I'm gonna be your vet. Don't say anything. But y'all cannot come out there with those shirts of pay us what you owe us. Or pay us what you owe us. And then do that in the All-Star game.
Here's the thing,
you
though.
All
Here's
had
the
an opportunity. No,
here's the thing. No. Here's the thing.
I'm gonna let you finish, and then I'm gonna come back.
We come out every single night and we show why we deserve the money we deserve. An All-Star game where when we have another game in 2 days, I think that is okay to just go out there and hoop and have some fun. Because on Tuesday, we were back at it and we were playing and we were showing once again why we deserve to get paid. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
It wasn't the fact that you're doing something to prove why you have to be paid. I think it was just an opportunity to me on one of the biggest stages with those shirts being worn. Everyone always talks about how the NBA does not play in All-Star games. But guess what? They come down, they do windmills, they do stuff like that, right? Women, I understand that it is challenging. You all were added 4 to 5 games more this season without compensation, which is unfair. But I think on one of the biggest stages with people tuned in in an all-star setting that was invested in more than any other all-star game previously, without Caitlin Clark, right? She was not playing. I think it was an opportunity to really go out there, and it was an added opportunity. It's not going to subtract anything, but I think the narrative on Monday would have been, well, how come the guys don't play in the All-Star game? How come these ladies come out there and they hoop and they understand their responsibility? Like, I just think that it would have really maximized the moment of wearing the shirt along with giving the product. Because I tried to watch the All-Star game, I'll be honest. But after one slow Euro step and people pulling up for I was like, I can't, I'm a fan of the WNBA and I can't watch this. So I just think that, no, you all didn't have to, but I think it was an opportunity that you could have built on, like, more momentum, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does make sense. But live, laugh, and love. and that's
I just think the narrative on Monday would have been.
That's what we are doing. Okay, we are live, laughing, and loving.
All right. Well, speaking of L's, I'll beat you to the punch. I lost in my own dominoes.
You don't get
party.
To beat me to the punch.
No, I'm gonna beat you to the punch.
Beat me to the punch.
I'll beat you to the punch.
Because how do you have a party and you lose dominoes?
Because listen, it was like a March Madness style, and I was like the Golden State Warriors in 2015. No, actually, Golden State Warriors in 2017. Chicago Bulls in 98, 97. 96. And you're just playing a one-game scenario? Like, of course Charlotte Hornets are going to beat you one game. Of course Orlando has a chance in one game. Like,
that's just not, you really had the opportunity
in a 7-game series,
why you didn't get 7 days. You didn't get 7 games.
That's my point. I need 7 games. This isn't March Madness.
So are you good at dominoes?
I'm really good at bones.
So then
I'll challenge anybody out there.
How did you lose?
Because it was literally like we had to speed up the game because we can't be there all day.
Sounds like an excuse.
Anyway, in other news, I should say, StudBudz took over.
StudBudz,
All-Star.
They ran All-Star.
And we got to talk about StudBudz. Courtney Williams, Natisha Heidemann of the Minnesota Lynx had their Twitch going for like 72 hours straight.
Yes.
Practices, parties, behind the scenes. I mean, honestly, probably one of the most real-time unfiltered looks we've gotten at All-Star Weekend. We've shown that the reason why the WNBA is the way it is and where it is because of the players taking ownership of their brands and doing it themselves. I didn't even think the league knew what to kind of do with it. But
There's
everybody
nothing
was
you can
tuning
do
in.
because everyone had StudBudz propped up. People were watching it. People were tweeting about it. People were clipping it. Everyone wanted to make an appearance on StudBudz. When I made my appearance, my first appearance was at the orange carpet, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have made it. I am on StudBudz. What else can I ask for this weekend?" You know, like you made it onto StudBudz.
Well, there were so many viral moments, including Aliyah making a appearance on StudBudz. So let's check out some of those moments. So obviously, Courtney here, Caitlin Clark, Aliyah with the assist of the year. What made you take Caitlin Clark's drink?
You just
Caitlin Clark
never
leaning in, Aliyah takes the drink.
you just never like, that's just who I am. Like I'm like, okay, you know what? You're going to be on camera. Let me just slide this out the view so we don't have to worry about it. No one has to see it. And obviously, the way I'm looking in the camera, I thought that like no one could see me. I was like, oh, no one can even see what's happening here, but I was wrong.
You look really
I
guilty
was
in
like
this video.
I
Caitlin
was
looks like
like
she's having a great
and I'm
time.
just like,
Courtney
"Excuse me. I'm
Williams
just going to take this from you."
just in her element, and Aliyah looks like the kid in class that raised their hand and told the teacher that they didn't collect the homework. That's what you
But
look like. That's what you look like in that picture.
I did just have to take it. And I was like holding it until she was done. I was like, "It's okay. I'll just hold it."
Such a great teammate. Well, we got those moments where it's, best teammates. And then we got dancing with Kathy Engelberg, who is the commissioner of the WNBA, to Nuck If You Buck playing in the background. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen this.
She
Her arms are
they're
straight.
yeah, I
She
mean,
looks like she's surfing.
they're really moving.
Um, I mean, Courtney Williams and Natisha had everybody having a good time. Angel Reese, Gigi Carrington, you got Paige Beckers, you got Sophie Cunningham. You got so did
Was Courtney
people
asking to change the
did
music?
did Courtney Williams really ask
Yes.
one of the
Yes.
best DJs in the entire world to switch to a different music?
She did because I don't think the country songs were hitting in that moment. So and he did. He did. He switched. He had a little like Lotto playing. You had Glow playing. Like he did.
Ugh.
He
I learned that from Lailaa. I just made her proud or
that was
embarrassed.
really good. That was
My
really good.
daughter is either proud or embarrassed. I don't know. But we had a great time at All-Star Weekend. I was only there for 24 hours, to be honest with you. And it was almost like when you pull up to Vegas and it's like dog years where it's like 2 days feels like a week and a
A
half.
weekend. Mhm.
My 24 hours definitely felt more like 72. But All-Star, amazing, marked the halfway point of the season. I really want to talk about the Indiana Fever. You all
Yeah.
just beat Chicago the other night, if I'm not correct. Let
Yeah,
me see
you're
what the
right.
stats. What's the stats? Hold
Ooh.
on. You had 14, 11, and 6 assists.
I did indeed.
Big guard.
Big guard. Big guard.
Um,
That's what we're talking about.
But you're 2-1 since the All-Star break. What is the mindset now?
The mindset is that we need to come in every single game with the same approach of like dominating. Like our biggest thing has been consistency this whole season. Obviously, we've had people in and out of lineups. And so for us, it's about listen, whoever is here, whoever's on the court, like be consistent, do what you do well, and worry about that. Because if everyone does their part, then it's gonna piece together and we're gonna be good.
I know one player that has not been on the court since right before All-Star break and has not played in the 3 games since All-Star break is a woman by the name of Caitlin Clark.
Mhm.
You all might know her. She's not in the lineup and, she's day-to-day, no timetable announced for her growing. But what can you say the difference is playing with her in the lineup versus playing without her?
Yeah, I think when you have Caitlin on the floor, everything is automatically spaced. The floor is spaced. Defenses are like high end because she comes across half court. You can set an early drag, and there's a deep three going up, and there's a great chance she's making it right. And when she's not on the floor, then obviously it can shrink it a little bit. But I think for us, it's about making sure we get to that second side, that third side, because when you have Kelsey coming downhill fast, going to that left hand. And then you have Sophie Cunningham and Lexi on the wing being able to spray and knock down for 3. It opens up the entire floor. And then obviously that works for the post because they're going to be afraid to double. They're going to be afraid to dig too much because you have shooters all around the perimeter. And so it definitely shrinks a little bit, but I think we've just figured out different ways to score the ball.
Speaking of different ways to score the basketball, you find the same way to get a double-double almost every single game. And in fact, fun fact, shout out to producer Chelsea, Aliyah Boston is the fastest player since Candace Parker to
Since
reach
who?
four.
Since who?
This old lady named Candace Parker to reach 400 points, 200 rebounds, and 100 assists in a season.
Dang, you're
So,
good.
oh my gosh, whatever.
You're
That's all you.
good.
And hold on, another fun fact. Man, Chelsea's coming with little tidbits. She had her 10th career game, meaning you, Aliyah Boston, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. Only one WNBA player has more 10, 10, and 5 games before their 24th birthday. Young buck.
Who's that?
I got 11 and you got 10. So do you think you're going to do that in the remainder of the 5? Wait, no, you have 15 games?
Yeah. I'm on that now.
Okay.
I'm ready. All
right.
I got to write that
We're
down.
going to see. You got to have a 10, 10, and 5 game. That's easy work, though. 6 assists yesterday. Easy work.
My teammates score that ball. They do good.
And speaking of which, if you look good, you feel good. The Stranger Things jerseys.
Ooh, so fire. Those are like my new favorite jerseys.
Y'all Google Stranger Things jerseys, because honestly, if I'm purchasing a jersey, this is the move right here.
It's going to be that one.
That is so fire. Love the city edition.
We love it. Black just makes everything better. Like having a black jersey, and it's so hard. Are you kidding me?
Man, those are fire. I'm not going to lie. I'm picturing like what colors you would do with your Adidas PEs.
They're
in
good.
The future. You could come up with some really dope colors for that. But what is your mindset record-wise, playing style-wise for the Fever in these last 15 games?
15 games? I'm thinking like 11-4. I think we really need, like, that needs to be our goal, is not just to like split, not to go half and half. Like we need to have that upper hand, because you're thinking about playoffs. Playoffs are right around the corner. The higher we stay in the rankings, that's obviously way better for us. And so that's definitely our goal.
It's been interesting for me from afar to watch you all and your evolution throughout the season, adjusting to a new coach in Stephanie White, who has come in and not only changed you all's playing style on the offensive end, but has also changed your philosophy defensively. I think that's where you all have really taken the next step at the midway point in the season, is your defense is showing up more.
Mm-hmm.
And when you are able to run and get out in space, and you have to guard yourself, you have to guard Kelsey Mitchell, you have to guard Natasha Howard, you got to guard Caitlin, obviously, when she's back and healthy, and you have your floor spacers and Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Holt. Like, you all have people that can create space, and you're playing against a defense that's running back. I don't think that there's anybody that wants to do that wants to guard that in transition.
Not for 40 minutes.
Yeah, and then you're able to set your defense.
Yep.
So to me, my advice to you and your team right now is to get it right on that end, because the game is going to slow down in the playoffs, and you're going to want to try to get extra points and get extra buckets and make things easier on the offensive end. And you do that by playing solid defense.
Yeah, no, I agree. Thank you. I agree. That's our focus, is always getting stops. It is getting stops, because we like to play fast. We like to get out, and it's hard for people to have to guard everyone.
I know all my coaches pre-year 8-year vet in the WNBA are probably rolling their eyes, because it took me look at growth. Me talking about defense. Look at that.
When I was ready to buy my first home, I really didn't know where to start. But from the moment I connected with Zillow, the process was honestly easier than I expected.
Wait, you bought a house? Okay, homeowner. Look at you, AB. Big moves. Post moves. But for real, buying a home is a big deal. You need someone you can trust, and Zillow helps with all of that.
Yeah, and they connected me with my girl Amy, my Zillow partner agent, and she was awesome. From the first conversation, she really just listened. She asked me about everything, how many bedrooms I wanted, square footage, style, interior vibe, all of it. So when it was time to start touring homes, she already had a list that just felt like me.
That's a game changer. So she really helped you narrow it down, huh?
Yeah, I probably toured like over 10 houses in like 3 to 4 days. I didn't really love the first few, but Amy said she just wanted to get a feel for what I liked and what I didn't like. And then boom. The next days were spot on. I had options. She answered all my questions, made the whole thing so much easier. Honestly, anytime I buy a home again, I know who I'm calling. My girl Amy.
Whether you're buying your first place or already know the ropes, Zillow makes the process way easier.
They helped me get a home, and they can help you too. Just say the word.
Download the Zillow app today. Home just got real with Zillow.
All right, so we are trying a segment called Order in the Court. And I know we're not judges, but we have thoughts. And when we have thoughts, we're going to talk about it. It can be about basketball, it can be about life, it can be about everything. But Candace, you did mention that we're going to be taking some heat, talking about some heat on this podcast. And I feel like we should start with you. You recently made you recently went viral for your comments on Angel, people calling you a hater because you put her in your tier C rankings. What's your response to that?
Okay, for those of you that don't know, I did a tier ranking, and I'm going to list the players: Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, Brianna Stewart, Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, Arika Gumbawale, Paige Beckers, Cam Brink, and Angel Reese. I was asked to tier rank them from S all the way down to D, I believe, or E. I think it was actually E. And with that being said, I ranked some players in Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Brianna Stewart as S. The rest kind of fell between A and C. For all of those that are commenting comments under random Instagram posts about me, I didn't even realize that I went viral for this until I realized when I was kind of getting alerts on my Instagram of people being like, you're a hater, da da da, all this and all that. To all of those, first of all, some are misinformed and uninformed. And I feel like in this day and age, we are very, right now, a majority of people probably have not even seen the entire interview because we have attention spans like goldfish. And so they probably couldn't sit through the entire interview. But I say all that to say that we have to come to a place in women's basketball where we can critique without being a hater. And I challenge all of you all to understand that I, in no way, shape, or form, am a hater. I am going to bring facts to the table. And with that being said, the facts that I want to bring to this table, and I challenge anybody to tell me, what player are you taking Angel Reese over of those that I just listed?
Guess we'll wait for their response.
Oh, we're not gonna. Okay,
Because
yeah,
I'm sorry.
But what I'm saying is, in what player? And this is no disrespect. These are the greatest players in the game right now. They asked me to rank the tier right now, and I sit in a studio at Turner with Shaq and Chuck, and some of which I think at times they do individually and personally attack people's character. And I think I pride myself on trying to be an analyst that does not do that. I do not attack character. I literally am just, from my point of view, from my opinion, this was the ranking. And so I ask again, are you taking Angel above Paige? Are you taking Angel above Arike? Are you taking Angel above Sabrina or Kelsey or Caitlin or Asia or Nafisa or Brianna? No, that does not make her a bad player. That does not make me a hater. Do I think she could be up there? Yes. Do I think she can be at S eventually in her career and her evolution and what she's added to her game from her rookie season to now? Absolutely. Is she there now? No. And this is in no way, shape, or form hating. So, with that being said, I think in women's basketball, regardless of which way you go, if you say anything about Kaylin or you say anything about Angel Reese, you're going to get whatever side coming at you in comments and whatever. And most are misinformed. And so, with that being said, I think we have to be better. And everybody has said this. We have to be better in being able to criticize and critique play and not be like, oh, she's attacking and she's a hater. No, that's not the case. So anyway, yeah, order in the court.
One more question for you though. Do you think that there's a lot more pressure because you say that we need to get to a point where we can critique without being a hater? Like you think that just adds a whole lot of pressure on people that cover women's sports?
The evolution of women's sports and broadcasting has been difficult to balance because over time, you've had to protect and uplift this sport so much because so much of society has hated on it so much. And because of that, I think there has become this culture of not being able to say anything. Like when you're watching games and you're listening, and as a viewer, you see somebody make a not so smart play or a bonehead mistake or something like that. It's okay to acknowledge it. We don't have to say everything is awesome and everything is great.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, when people are trying to really commentate the game from that level, then they're haters. And so I just think that society in general has an issue with everything and anything women do and what we wear and how we carry ourselves and what we say and all this and all that. Everybody has an opinion on everything women do. Can we just focus on basketball? That's all I'm
Mm.
saying. And with that being said, I'm a big believer in if you're going to come to the table with a problem, you better come with a solution. And I have a solution. I have facts. I come to the table with facts. Now, whether you agree with those facts or whether you agree with my opinions, cool, but don't personally attack and call me something because I have an opinion. And
Mm.
so that has been something that has been on my mind, and order in the court needs to be established because all these people that are commenting under my daughter's page about something I said
Oh,
is
they
wild.
can't help themselves. They go find your granny if they can,
But I mean, a
to
lot
be
of them, it's
honest.
like they haven't even watched the interview. Like we speak so much now on stuff that we're so misinformed on
Mhm.
because we're uninformed because we just don't watch it. We
And it's
just
just a bunch of
read.
clips
Yeah, we
and
read
read
little
a little 10
clips
seconds. Yeah.
and that's it.
Mhm.
So anyway, what would I say to the people that are being negative out there? The same thing I said in the video if you watched it. Kick rocks. Moving on. Let's go. Let's go. With no socks on. With no socks or shoes or anything on. And you gonna get ashy kicking rocks. Everybody gonna make fun of you because you ashy and you need lotion.
Well, there we go. Order in the court. Order in the court. All right, now it is time for You Got This, presented by Adidas. There's nothing like a great assist to help us remember you got this. Learn more about the You Got This message at adidas.com/you got this and follow the action on Instagram at Adidas and at Adidas US. So every week, we're going to highlight someone who has stepped up, stayed ready, showed their talent in the moment. It could be a player, it could be coach, anyone that we saw that felt like we deserved this moment. So this week, my You Got This player is definitely my girl, Kelsey. Kelsey has been hooping this entire season. Honestly, I feel like sometimes she kind of flies under the radar. Everything she does for us sometimes just flies under the radar. But this last game against Chicago, 35 points, 7 3-pointers made. That girl was on fire. Honestly, that's probably where my assist came from. Straight to Kelsey.
That was really smart. Pass the
Straight
ball to
to
her.
Kelsey.
Pass
Just
the
give it to
ball
her.
to the hot hand and get assists. I like
Just
that.
give it to her.
Well, she leads the league with 22.2 points per game in July. She's making history. Fastest player in Fever history reached 500 points in a season. First Fever player to ever record 35 plus points in under 30 minutes. Has entered top 10 in NBA or WNBA history for career made threes with 620 and counting. And I must say, I understand Kelsey flew under the radar a little bit because let's just be honest, Indiana wasn't very good when she got drafted. Wasn't very good for a little bit of time, but I know from playing against her, Kelsey would come into town, and even though the franchise was not very good,
She was good.
she was good. And I learned very quickly that you could not be back on screens because she will hit you with that little in-out dribble and pull up on a dime and knock down the three. So I'm just glad to see her getting her flowers, her love, and her much deserved respect.
Me too. I love playing with Kels. When you give her that ball and she's going downhill, there's no one that can stop her. It is like unreal. And that's why I love it. That's my girl. That is my girl. So, all right, that was my You Got This moment presented by Adidas. So next week, Candace, you're up.
All right, it's time for one of our favorite parts of the show. This is Unfiltered Fan Questions powered by Uncrustables. Find Smucker's Uncrustables in the freezer aisle. Learn more at uncrustables.com. I actually have a number of Uncrustables in my freezer for my 3-year-old son. Shout out to Air Parker. They fuel us quite often. We got a ton of great questions coming in. We really appreciate all of you all that sent in questions. Our first one is from Is This Me 8? The ball is usually given to the center in the post during a mismatch. But which smaller player do you not like to be in a mismatch with? Aliyah,
Ooh,
you
that's a
start.
good question. I feel like for me, I would probably pick like Jackie Young because I think Jackie is honestly like a solid guard and she knows exactly how to like hold you up just for a second before that double can come. So I feel like she's not as easy as people might think. So I definitely go Jackie.
Well, looking at her muscles and her in the weight room, just like bench pressing, 255s on each like dumbbells, I would say, yeah, that's a pretty accurate pick. Mine during my career and someone that is the oldest player in the league right now is Alicia Clark. I think
Mm,
Alicia Clark was an undersized four her whole career, and she's one that can get out on the perimeter and match up with you from a quickness standpoint. But then when you're rolling to the rim,
she is
that
going to
little
sing.
off arm that she puts up and the refs don't call it because she doesn't bob on it. She holds you.
Hmm.
So when you're rolling, I'm a buck 180. So I'm rolling to the basket and I'm like looking at the
Whoa,
refs
whoa.
and there's
Like call it. And they're
yeah,
like,
there's
we're not
no
calling that.
nah. But I don't know if you can really call them smaller players.
Yeah, no,
Do you know
you're
what I
right.
mean? Like
Hmm.
they're big
There,
guards.
I agree. All right, this next one though, I'm gonna ask you because I gotta save my money. So it is from Skyline 8888. A lot of fans, including myself, feel like AB unfairly gets one of the worst whistles for a center. Have there been thoughts on approaches to reduce foul calls against her? Conversely, any work being done to draw more fouls? Any advice or tips to help AB?
Well, I'll take this because I do want Ozzy to get that new collar. I do, you just got a nice house, so I want you to be able to furnish it and all that stuff and not pay money to refs. I will say this. It has been challenging this year to watch the inconsistencies of the whistle. On one play, you come down and you're you're able to kind of move and hit certain players and others you're not. But I think it's been about being who you are consistently. I was at the Washington Mystics game last night and they were playing the Phoenix Mercury. And Alyssa Thomas is one of the most physical players you'll ever meet in the league. But she's also one of the most consistently physical players that you'll ever meet in the league. And I think it puts the rest in a bind because they know her style of play. So they know they can't call a foul on every play. So
Hmm.
I feel like to some extent she gets away with it. So my thing is with you, whatever you're going to do, just be consistent in it.
Yep.
And I think then the rest will see like this is how she plays, whether it's on the defensive end or the offensive end. But hey, yes, sometimes you all get the unfair whistle, but I will say it prepares you for the playoffs because in the playoffs, as we saw in the NBA, there is no blood. If there is no blood, and sometimes even when there is blood, there is no foul.
There's no foul.
There's no foul. All right, question number 3. Gamester 12. In the modern WNBA, many teams run Zoom, which is a give and go gets. DHO, et cetera, with the big at the high post or top of the key. Aliyah is particularly good at it. Can you talk about the challenges of that as a post player?
Mm. Honestly, for me, I feel like you're just reading the defense. Like you're looking at how they're playing. Sometimes if they're super high, you get that back door. Other times you just have to be able to be confident enough to make the pass, especially with the teammates that I have, they're pretty quick. And so teams they don't really want them to come off the ball screen or the handoff because now they know that they're late and they're fighting over and now there's a shot or there's a kick or there's a dump off. And so for me, honestly, it's just reading the defense and making the right pass.
Well, it has been a huge improvement in your game. And I know you like talk about it nonchalant. Like, yeah, you just make the read. But for a lot of post players, it's very difficult to be in that action. I think it makes the offense go. The post players are in every single action, whether it's screen, whether it's rising, whatever it is. And so to be able to have a post player like yourself that can operate, handle the ball a little bit, set screens, and finish at the rim, it's definitely a luxury for Coach White. So you've done an outstanding job at that, and it is not easy. So don't say that it's not
I just
easy.
feel like you're just reading the
You're
defense, you
just
know?
reading. Okay, we're gonna go back to your rookie highlights of you just reading the defense. Anyway,
You know
question
what?
4.
Whatever.
Moving on to question 4. What's an underrated post move that every young post player needs to add to their repertoire? Sent in by AFC Wimbledon Stan.
Ooh, I feel like it's definitely just like a nice little baby hook front rim on both sides because I think sometimes, like even now, like I catch myself sometimes doing a little bit too much. Like I don't really have to go into the spin. Not all the time I have to go into the step through. And sometimes when you get the defense under the rim, just go straight up. Just go straight up. But I think sometimes we get to overthinking and we're like, oh my gosh, I should shot fake, step through. Honestly, that little baby hook, because once they're under, there's nothing they can do. And sometimes we end up bringing the ball back right to exactly where we put them.
I would agree with you. And I think you have added that move and counter move to your game. And it is definitely scouted, but really hard to guard. Another area that I think is underrated, and this is something that you look at Napheesa Collier and Asia Wilson that probably do it, are two of the best to do it in the league. And it's that turn face up shot.
Yeah.
Because it happens so fast. You don't put the ball on the floor. You're creating space with the separation and the double can't come.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that is an underrated post move that is extremely skilled in that you're creating separation without a dribble and you're able to have the touch to finish around the basket.
Yeah, no, that's good because the face up, they're just waiting. They don't know what you're going to do. They don't know if you're going to shoot. They don't know if you're going to attack. That's a good one. Question. So from Atlantis SB, who would win in a 1v1 game in your prime to 11, and what would the score be?
Where are we playing this game? We playing it in the block or are we playing it out at the top of key? Because it would depend on who got the ball first.
I'm thinking we're going to play on the block. I think we're going to play on the block.
I think it's top of the key.
No, I think we're on the block. I think it's on the block, and I probably start with the ball.
Oh, you're starting with the ball?
Yeah, you don't think I start with the ball?
No, I'm old, so I get the ball first.
Yeah, but I'm young, so you would have to go with...
Yeah, like youngest doesn't get the ball first. I'm the youngest in my household. I never got the ball first.
So, never. Okay, fine. If you start with the ball on the block, you don't think I'm getting a stop? You don't think I'm getting a stop? Are you kidding?
We like 3 dribble limit. Okay, yeah, so top of the key, I'll give you low post. Yeah. I mean, like prime low post. Oh, I don't know, Aliyah. I don't know. Hey, listen, fans, you tell us what you think.
And don't feel like you have to say Candace if that's not really how you feel. It's okay. We already did that with the height thing where people said they felt like they had to say her, but you don't have to in this situation.
Listen, if you get the ball first, I'm actually giving you the nod because I got to stop you in the post. Like, nah, but like if I get the ball first, like you got to stop me in the post. You know what I mean?
I know, but
whoever gets the ball first runs the table. Yeah. Because I mean, we play defense, but none of us are known for defense. So yeah, I mean, we'll play a little defense. But anyway, that does it for our Unfiltered Fan Questions powered by Uncrustables. Keep the questions coming. Drop us a DM. Comment on YouTube. We really want to hear from y'all. That's a wrap.
Yeah, episode
on our
1.
First episode of Post Moves. This is like what? We snapping.
Great.
I'm snapping because,
That's what
older people do.
That's what older people do.
Aliyah, good luck at your game versus a really good Mercury team. I saw them play last night. You're going to be in a lot of action with Alyssa Thomas. So
super exciting.
Yeah. Scouting report defense. We'll see. I can't wait to watch that. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Subscribe on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow Post Move Show on socials. That's 2 S's. 5-star review, right?
5-star review. That's it. That's all we're looking for.
S tier. Too soon? Sorry. Let us know what you want to hear from us. And listen, like I said, we're post moves. We're post players. We adapt. We're adaptable. We can run. We can shoot threes. We can bury you in the post.
Exactly.
Whatever. So let's hear from you what you want to hear more from us.
And I can't let the end of this go without a bow, bow, bow. Thanks, guys. That was episode 1.